They're very, very, very sad neighbours.
The first person in this story is Robin.
Is that because she's so old?
No, not because she's the oldest, but because when I first met Ron, he introduced himself as Ron XYZ. And the second time I met him, which was at an afternoon at Pitt Street Methodist, he asked me and my sister home to his place for dinner, for the evening meal. Well, when we got there to Hardington Street, they were not there. The parents were not there because they were at your christening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's your story. And the next story comes to Bruce.
Oh dear.
Because after Ron and I were going together for a while, he took me over to see your parents, and you were a toddler, and you were living at your grandmother's house. Yeah. So that's your story.
Very good.
Now,
Right, who we got next?
now, Sue, I think I might remember seeing you at your wedding, but I can't say I remember it, but I do remember coming to visit you in Wellington. And I can't remember what year that was or how we came to be in Wellington, but the thing I remember was the house had a cellar in it, didn't it?
Yes.
And you took us down to the cellar.
Yeah.
Very salubrious place. Nine.
Wow.
Well, the next one, I think, in the story is John. I've got something to show John. John came friendly with Karen, so she invited him home to have a meal, I suppose. This is what John writes. I arrived on the scene in June 1973. I remember being given a beautiful chocolate cake and spent the whole time trying to pick up the crumbs that seemed to escape. And then he puts in ended up marrying Karen on the 4th of September.
Wow.
That's great. Great story.
Now, of course, most important of all were my lovely children, and two of them not here, but Karen came along number 2, the second little girl, and it was so nice to have such a sweet little girl because she was really a sweet baby.
Sweet girl.
And then of course, we'd always thought we'd like a son to start the family, but he didn't turn up till number 3. And when he turned up in the middle of the night, I was so excited because, of course, in those days you didn't know what sex you were going to have.
Yeah.
And so I got the nurse to ring his father to tell him that there was a little boy here. And I was expecting him to turn up to see him, and he didn't turn up. And so I got the nurse to ring again after half an hour, and he had to get dressed and come up to see his baby.
Okay.
Now, who was next? Richard. Richard. I remember when you were born too, but I can't tell you any stories about that. What I can tell you about Richard was that he got school certificate the same time as Karen got it.
Yeah.
And it was on your wedding day.
Right. Yes.
And so at the reception here, the two of them got together and discussed the excitement of having school certificate.
Yeah, we were so clever, right there.
Who else can I tell you a story about? Oh yes, I've got a story about the children. Now, when Eliana was born, She was number 4. Her mother was going to show her to her brothers and sisters. And so she took this photo was taken of her showing Eliana to these children.
Oh, so cute. Really cute. Which one's Eliana?
Ah,
She had Eliana lying on her lap, and she had the 3 children come round and see this new baby. About June. June's last in the list.
Sorry, June, you're at the end.
Because you're the youngest, probably.
Oh, isn't that cute? Yeah,
So these are photos. I was wondering what this envelope was. These are for you. They're photos of your parents.
oh, thank you.
And I've had them at my place for ages, waiting to give them to one of the family. So there
that's
you are.
lovely.
Those are all for you.
Thank you, Claire.
Now I think that's all, and I must introduce
Oh, thank you.
because it's very special having June with me because she comes from China, and of course that's where I was born. So
Yeah.
it makes it all the more special. And she's been so good to me. Look at all these beautiful cakes. And when I moved into my retirement village that I'm in now, I had a lot of stuff that had to be unpacked, and June put everything away for me. And Warren, he did a few jobs too. He hung the pictures.
Yeah.
So I think that's the end of my story.
Well done.
I want to say at the end that I just feel one of the verses that I got when Ron passed away was His grace is sufficient for me. It's out of the Bible. His grace is sufficient for me. And He has certainly been very sufficient to me, and I thank Him very much for looking after me.
Oh, lovely.
Well done.